be told, Mali,
Yes.
many Kenyans, Wakenya wengi, they buy motor insurance as just a means of compliance. Hawataki kushikwa na makarao.
Hiyo ni ukweli. Hata, in fact, if we ever have said any truth,
yes,
hii ndo truth be told.
The truthest of them all.
But yes. Charlene, I do think we need to understand the reason why, because for the government to say it's a compulsory insurance, then there's a reason.
Yes.
And it's important to know,
yes,
so that we don't just buy for the police, but we also know why we are purchasing.
Yes. So tell me, Mali. Okay, for our viewers, karibuni sana to this Moto episode of the TBT podcast. My name is Charlene Kimara. You may call me Mama Bima Kenya.
And I am Male Mtoto Mwanza. Thank you for joining us today.
Now tell me, Mali,
yes,
whom do we have on this episode?
Today,
yes,
we have the privilege,
yes,
of having the manager for General Insurance, Association of Kenya Insurers, Mr. William Kiama.
Yes.
Karibu, William.
Thank you very much.
You can take this time to introduce yourself to the audience and give us a brief of what you do.
Yeah, my name is William Kiama, working for the Association of Kenya Insurers. I am in charge of the general insurance business, where motor is a major class of insurance. The Association of Kenya Insurers is the umbrella body of all insurance company in Kenya. All companies are our members.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I'm very excited, Mali. It feels like we are finally bringing the professors of insurance.
Oh, correct.
Yes. To the Kenyan consumer, to the everyday Kenyan, to really learn from the people who understand insurance in and out.
Yeah, and as actually we were having a conversation before we started shooting. You've been here 22 years with Aki, and in the insurance industry?
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years.
Wow.
Well,
yes.
So as you've said, we have the professors.
Yes.
Of the business.
Yes. And we are here to have this conversation in a simplified way, hapa hakuna jargon, to ensure that all of us can understand. So, Mr. Kiama, please tell us, what exactly is motor insurance and why is it compulsory? Why is it mandatory in Kenya?
I would want to start with telling you what is insurance. Insurance offers a kind of protection from a financial loss. So when you come to motor, it is a protection against any financial loss or any liability that you may incur while using the motor vehicle. So, for example, you have motor insurance third party only, and that third party only is what is compulsory. As you have rightly put it, that bit of insurance is compulsory, and this is because the government found it necessary that everybody, road users, while they are on the road, they might everybody is likely to cause an accident at any one time.
Yes.
So there is need for us to protect members of the public in the event that they are injured while they are on the road, or in the event that you damage property of another person while you are using your motor vehicle, then that third-party insurance is able to compensate the other party. And then that is why it is called third-party insurance. It is protecting that other person and not yourself.
Third party ni hizi kama matatu ndio third party ziko mingi. Na zile zenye number plate mzee. Unaona? Sasa hizo number plate mzee, unajua sasa hizi insurance huwa zinasumbuana either third party na ile comprehensive insurance.
Yangu ni comprehensive. Na nilipenda comprehensive kwa sababu inasaidia. Na ina cover bike yangu pia na kenye kinaweza nitokea mbele yangu.
Comprehensive hapa kwanza, sawa?
Juu ya mfuko nachukuanga third party.
Third party. Comprehensive.
Ukigongwa alafu mtu asikie uko na insurance gani, ukimwambia ni third party hapo uko tabani, lakini kama uko na comprehensive hapo unasaidika at least.
Okay. So the compulsory motor insurance class is actually that third party only cover, right? But what other types of motor insurance are there?
Oh, we have various types of motor insurance,
Yes.
as we have just said. That party only is the lowest type of insurance that we have in terms of coverage, because it covers you against injury to third parties or damage to other people's property. In an ordinary chain of events, if you damage somebody's property, then you are legally supposed to compensate them. And that is what now this third-party insurance is protecting you from. In the event that you have caused an accident then and somebody is injured, then it is you who is supposed to compensate them.
Yes.
So now this insurance now steps in to protect you and pays for you those liabilities. And that is why you are saying it is a protection against financial loss or liability that you may incur. Then we have another slightly advanced class of insurance, which we call third-party fire and theft. This is normally for people who are not mainly using the motor vehicle on, or you are not using the vehicle a lot. So the vehicle may be somewhere parked, you use it rarely, then you take like the third-party fire and theft. So that protects you against fire.
Yes.
In the event of a fire, that vehicle is insured, or in the event of theft. This we find with many people who are, for example, you are traveling out of the country maybe for like 6 months, then you'll say, since I'm not using the vehicle on the road, let me just, so you are not likely to cause an accident, so let me just take the fire and theft, because it can be stolen when it is in the house.
Yes.
Or a fire incident can arise when the vehicle is in the house. So that is why you'll find that cover is not very popular, but it is popular with people who are maybe traveling out or something, leaving the vehicle.
Is it more expensive than the third party alone?
Yeah, it's slightly expensive than the third party, because as the word suggests, it is third party fire and theft. So it is covering the third party element, but then goes again to cover fire and theft, as the word suggests. So it is a higher class than the third party only.
Yes.
And there is comprehensive as well. Maybe you can give us
this is now the comprehensive cover, and this is now the what you would call. So sometimes people like taking it like it's a no-risk cover, although it has some exclusions.
Yes.
It's a policy that will cover you against now the first third party, and it will also cover against fire, it will also cover against theft, and now moves a step higher to cover you for compensation in the event an accident happens, your motor vehicle is repaired.
Yes.
In the event that you damage now the property of other people, it's also compensated.
Yes.
Yes.
And because as insurance intermediaries in the business, a lot of people sometimes just take third party as I said at the beginning, as a way of complying, because you must have motor insurance. But you see, what people don't see, when you are driving on the road and you are on that third party cover, and God forbid, unfortunately, you hit someone, and soon that becomes now you're taken to court. You're literally, the person sues you, goes to court. I think people don't actually see that the insurance company literally swoops in and takes over the liability. They appoint a lawyer to take over. Because I always imagine if we were driving on the roads without any type of insurance, that would mean it would probably lead to your vehicle being auctioned, or even your own property. So there's always this debate. Is it just a means just of compliance? Because people feel because my vehicle is not covered, then he covered maybe Niburi. Do you get?
Yes.
But in actual sense, people don't see just how even third party, as basic as it is, it actually does cover you against financial ruin. But I like to also encourage Kenyans to go a step further and also insure that vehicle. Your vehicle, because that's an asset that you value. You have spent a lot of money to acquire it. Beyond insuring the third parties and any financial liability that would arise from there, also ensure that if, unfortunately, I have an accident, and let's say my vehicle is totaled, then you're in a position, the insurance company will, insurance jargon alert, indemnify you, take you back to your original position. So if your vehicle was valued at 1 million shillings, they give you that 1 million shillings to go back to Sokoni and get the cover. Get another car.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, Mr. Kiama, on that, if you were maybe to give us percentages, okay, because I know you do have this data, okay, are we assuming that Kenyans are buying more third party? Is that the reality on the ground, or are they actually buying more comprehensive? How would you say maybe that is balanced out?
Well, it depends on the how you would want to look at it. Because pre-COVID, we had so many people on comprehensive cover. But when COVID struck, then you saw reduction. Many people saying, "Can you reduce my cover to third party?" And that is allowed in terms of insurance. If you have a comprehensive cover and you want to take it down to third party, you're allowed to do that.
Yes.
So after the COVID came in, then you found so many people saying, "Can you reduce my cover to third party?" Then after the economy improved a bit, then those covers went up, comprehensive covers went up. Then you found like when the economy shakes a bit, then you find many people saying, "Can you reduce my cover to third party?" So it at the time, at the juncture that you are looking at the numbers. But when you look at most of the vehicles, the matatus, the commercial vehicles, most of them you'll find them on third party only cover. Of course, those ones that have got some financial interest. Some financial interest, I mean, it is financed by a certain a certain financier. Then those ones you always find them on comprehensive. But
once the loan is done,
once the loan is done, you find most of the people saying, "Let me go back to third party."
Yeah.
Well,
why people like this third party cover is because it is cheap. And I think that is basically why they want to go there.
I think I would be very stressed being on third party. What cover are you on, Mali?
I am an advocate of insurance, so fully
by default,
comprehensively covered.
Mr. Kiama, what policy are you on?
Oh, of course, I'm on comprehensive.
Yes.
So how much?
I have never at any one time reduced my cover to third party. And it's because I know the value of having a comprehensive cover.
Sorry, you wanted to ask something?
Yes, and in the same line of thought, anytime I see, because yes, I understand sometimes we go into a season where finances are not really financing. So maybe you feel that your insurance obligation, like those premiums are not per se a priority. So they really fall down in the list of your priority expenses. But I keep saying that, especially in those tough seasons, that is actually when you need that comprehensive insurance the most. Because you can imagine, if the worst happened at that point and you get an accident that probably sets you back 100,000, it means you will have to dip into your pocket to cater for those costs. If your vehicle is totaled, it means you may never be in a position to recover, that asset. So I like to say, yes, I know tough times do happen, but if there's room, please prioritize, and if you own a vehicle and you value that asset, consider having a comprehensive cover.
Murphy's Law says when bad things start happening, it's almost like they follow each other. So you might be down financially, then your car is totaled, or it's somehow those are the times. In fact, and I don't know why when you've not paid or renewed your insurance. That's the time unasimamishangwa na polisi. What is that?
It's like they can smell. They can just, or maybe you look shaky. You're just unasimamishwa kwa junction. And
though nowadays they have these, and maybe you can tell us about that on the Aki. There's the Aki software that allows the police to see if you are insured. Is that part of your project?
Oh yeah, that is part of our project. A major project that we undertook in 2020. We started that. We had started that project a bit earlier. But immediately when the COVID struck, we were just we had just started. So it came in handy when COVID came in, and then we had already introduced the electronic insurance certificates.
Yes.
Previously, we used to have manual certificates.
Yes.
Those certificates were being imported from the UK. Then they are shipped in here. Then you would now go to an insurance company. Insurance company would type the details.
Yes.
And after they type the details, you would have to send somebody to the insurance company to go and get your certificate.
Yes.
So nowadays, after that introduction of the electronic certificates, now that the certificate is delivered to you electronically,
Yes.
direct from at the comfort of your desk, and it is issued and then sent to you. Now that certificate, the difference between that manual certificate and this now electronic one that we're using is that you are able to do a verification of the certificate on the spot. Previously, what used to happen is you would get set up a certificate, track it from the motor vehicle, bring it here. Then I use a special torch that we are using to just
You had a special touch.
a very special torch. Yeah. I used to murika it, and then I murika it with a torch. Then I say, okay, this one is genuine.
Authentic.
You can go. This
Yes.
one is fake.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what you would see many traffic police officers coming in here with those certificates. Then we came up with another project where we gave them the torches now. We give the traffic officers the torches. So that then they are able now on site, they are able to reconfirm those certificates.
Yes.
Then we now came to the electronics, the electronic one.
Yes.
Now the beauty of it is any member of the public is able to confirm whether that certificate they're having is genuine or not. And all that you need to do is to go to the Play Store, download the app, the Bima Yangu app, or download the Aki verification app.
Yes.
Those are those applications. Both of them are used to do the verification.
Yes.
You can just scan the certificate, the QR code on the certificate, insert the registration number, and there you are. You get the details whether the certificate is valid or not.
No, we need to run that again. I hope you guys are alert. Mr. Kiama, how can, every Kenyan who's watching this and is a motorist and they have bought insurance, because there are usually claims that maybe your agent alienda River Road, and just had, a fake certificate printed for you. But how can a motorist verify, their certificate? Take us through that again.
Okay, there are two methods of verification.
Yes.
For the people who have what do you call them? The
Smartphones?
The smartphones.
Yes.
For people who have the smartphone, you just need to go to the App Store, download the app, download the Aki verification app, or the Bima Yangu app. Those two apps can do the verification of the certificate.
So we have two apps.
Yes.
One is Bima Yangu, Bima for insurance, Bima Yangu, or the Aki verification app.
Yes.
So if you're wondering, how do we write Aki? Aki verification app. Yes.
You're here. Yeah, this one. You say Aki verification app, and then you'll be able to download that from the Play Store.
Yes.
Once you download that, it's very simple. You just go and you just open the app.
Yes.
It will show you where to verify. To ask you, it has a number of services that it is offering.
Yes.
But you just go to this insurance verification, motor vehicle verification app.
Yes.
Then you just scan the QR code.
Yes.
Then you insert the registration number of the vehicle.
Yes.
Then it is going to give you the details of, is this certificate valid? Is this certificate, it has been issued by which company?
Yes.
It is running for what period to what period?
Yes.
So the kind of results you will see, if it is expired, the app will just tell you, this certificate you are having is already expired. If it is not, if it is a fake certificate, it is going to tell you, we do not have details of this certificate.
Wow.
And then you know that I don't have.
Yes.
If it is a cancelled certificate, because sometimes insurance certificates are cancelled for
Yes.
one reason or the other, it's going to tell you that this certificate is cancelled.
So Naskia.
If it has not started,
Yes.
for example, you can go to an insurance company and get an insurance certificate today,
Yes.
and it's starting tomorrow.
Yes.
It is going to tell you this certificate is upcoming. So you'll be
Wow.
able to see now, if it is an upcoming, then
Yes.
it means it has not yet commenced. It is starting tomorrow or the day after.
Wow.
If you have a Murika Mwizi,
Yes.
you are not lost.
Yes.
Yes.
So you just go to your phone, dial *352#. Can I repeat?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Dial
Itembee hapa kama kawaida.
*352#.
Yes.
Then after that, you'll be guided. You'll be asked question. Can you key in your certificate number? You key in your vehicle number, and then it's going to show you the same results.
Wow.
Just like the other app. So even the persons with Mrika Mwizi, they are covered.
So you mean even with my iPhone, maybe I'm thinking, hii iPhone yangu imejaa app sana, staki kudownloading it. I can still do *352#.
Yeah, even using
And follow
that
the
iPhone.
prompts.
Yeah, even
So we do
using
not
that
need
iPhone.
the torch. We do not need the special torch anymore.
It has been brought hapa ndani iko kwa simu.
You know, we need to give Shango na vigelegele to Aki. You know, this is what you really call, this is innovation.
Tumetoka mbali. And tumetoka mbali. That progression, it's amazing that police had to come here to verify. Umetembea na yeye kutoka mahali yuko.
Yes.
Mpaka hapa. And for your information, our audience, because of the advancement in technology, the police nowadays do not need to come to your windscreen. They don't need to come and verify wachungulie waangalie. Just from there, they will put in your number plate and they'll verify whether or not you have an expired or... So please, ukitembea huko kwa traffic as you're driving, make sure you are abiding by the law.
I really love this. What do you think we can do, Mr. Kiama, to ensure that verification becomes a natural process of the motor insurance, like purchasing process? That when I get my certificate, the first thing I should do is it's very simple. It's just *352#.
Yeah.
Is it a charged service? Do we pay for that, and maybe how much?
Unfortunately, that service is charged under the *352#.
Yes.
It is charged only 1 shilling. Only 1 shilling to verify that, to do that verification.
Yes.
But for the app, it is not charged.
There you have it. You know, if you do not want to part with that one bob, tunatumia app. But if you feel, that's a small cost for the kind of convenience you're about to have, I just feel that each and every motorist in Kenya, when you buy your motor insurance policy, the first thing you should do when that certificate lands, in your phone, in your WhatsApp, in your email, is actually do the verification.
Yeah.
Do you verify?
I trust my agent.
That is the main problem that we have been having around here. That problem we have been having around here of trusting your agents.
Yes.
Because sometimes your agents are your relatives. We have seen cases of agents being your relatives.
Most of them are. It's someone you know.
You trust them so much.
Yes.
And you even give them the money instead of paying to the insurance company.
Yes.
And nowadays we have various ways of paying where you can pay directly to the insurance company. You give them cash. You give them the cash. Then they are tempted to go and do the ukarabati. They are tempted to go to Kirinyaga Road and do something.
Yes.
And then because those are the people that you trust and they are your relatives. So they will bring to you an insurance that is not valid.
Yes.
And that is why even in the original certificate, we normally show there on the top, asking you, can you please verify your insurance? So that then you ensure that what you bought is what was brought to you.
Yes.
But then I will encourage you, even if it is your relative, even if it is your closest friend, make sure you are making payments to the insurance company directly. Because there will be no motivation for that person to bring you the wrong thing.
Yes.
Because they don't have the money. But where money comes in and they see there is some kind of financial benefit, then they are likely to go zigzag and bring you something that is not okay.
Yes, and I think for our viewers...
But then, since you still have the power yourself,
Yes.
and we have now given you the power to do the verification, do it yourself.
Do it yourself. And this is where now you pause this video first. You take out your gadget, your phone, whether it's, your iPhone, your Samsung, get it out. Let's do the verification. I think it's important, really. Yes, we trust our agents, but it doesn't hurt to do your extra due diligence or to do your double checking.
Correct. And you've paid a premium for it.
Yes.
So why not? Why not?
Did the motorists get their insurance through an agent or from a company?
Mimi yangu nilichukua kwa agent.
Kwa kampuni tu direct.
So kwa agent.
Nilichukua kwa agent.
Wow.
Okay. So thank you, Bwana Kiama. Now, I have purchased this insurance. I am now either comprehensively covered or third party covered.
We are comprehensively covered.
We are comprehensively covered. We are lobbying for comprehensive insurance.
Yes.
Correct. I have been covered. I get on the road and I unfortunately get into an accident. Take us through what is the process of filing a claim.
Well, the claims of accidents will normally happen in our roads. It's a daily occurrence in our roads, and we can't avoid them.
Yes.
But what, in the event of an accident, what we will advocate for in the first place is personal safety.
Yes.
That is the first thing to look at, because you need to be safe yourself.
Yeah.
So whenever an accident happens, then there are accidents that we have seen being stage managed, and kumbe people want to steal from you, or there is something that they want to take away from you. So the first thing is to be alert. You need to be alert, so that then if an accident happens, you just ask your mind quickly: is it a real accident or is it a fake accident?
Yes.
Or is it somebody who is after your cameras around here?
Yeah.
You have cameras on your seat. They
Yes.
have seen them and they want to take them.
Yes.
All those kind of things happen in our roads.
Yes.
So it is very important for you to establish: is it a real accident?
Yeah.
Then after having taken care of your personal safety, then you also need to make sure that your vehicle is also safe. That if an accident happens, you don't leave the vehicle on the road to go and report to the police. Because you have seen people saying, when the vehicles are still on the road and somebody says, let me call the commissioner of police. And the commissioner, that doesn't pick for 2 days.
Yes.
So you cannot remain on site looking for the commissioner of police. Yeah.
Yes.
I know
So-
people.
Yes.
So what you need to do is you need to make sure that your vehicle is safe. If it is on the middle of the road, there is this myth that people think that removing the vehicle from the scene of accident
Yes.
is not allowed. No, just move the vehicle to a safer side, just there near the site.
Yes.
You don't have to wait there and then until the police
That
come.
is very important, because
Yes.
the amount of traffic that is caused when an accident happens based on that myth,
Assumption, yes.
assumption that and we cannot move until someone
Polisi
comes,
akuje.
until we resolve this. So it's important to nullify that. And,
Yeah. You make sure that the vehicle is safe.
Yeah.
We have seen cases where an accident happens, then while we are waiting for the police,
Another one.
serious accident
Yes.
happens.
Yes.
So if you are knocked by if you are knocked by vehicle XY,
Yes.
and then now the other vehicle comes in, AB comes in and knocks the two
Forget
vehicles.
Yes.
Now who will
No,
pay
it's
for
worse.
that?
Yeah.
It is even worse,
Yeah.
because you don't even know who to claim from.
Yeah.
But previously you knew the person who knocked you is this one. Now you have been knocked, all of you, by another person. So it is always good to make sure that the vehicle is safe.
Yes.
Now the next thing that you need to do is to make sure then that you report to the police.
Yes.
We normally have a window of 24 hours to make sure that you have reported to the police. It's not that you must rush to the police and make a report there and then.
Yes.
Make sure your vehicle is safe. Make sure you are safe yourself. Make sure if you have any kind of injury, you attend to hospital. Don't
Yes.
rush to the police before going
Completely.
to hospital.
Yes.
Just go to hospital, then back to the police.
Yes.
As long as you have made sure that your vehicle is safe. Then after reporting to the police, then that's when you'll be issued with a document that we call the police abstract. And that is a document that you use to file your claim. You need now to get that document, lodge it to you with your insurance company. They'll give you another form that we call a claim form. And that's the document that you'll be required to complete. Once you complete the claim form and now the police abstract,
Yes.
you see them asking for you to give them a copy of your driving license. And then after that, they should be able to process your claim. Processing of claim means if it's the vehicle is damaged, then we'll appoint what we call an assessor, a motor vehicle assessor. A motor vehicle assessor is somebody who is licensed by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, is an engineer by profession.
Yes.
So they will come and check that vehicle.
Yes.
What do we need to do to put the vehicle back to its original form?
Yes.
Do we need to replace all these parts? Do we need to fanya ukarabati and straighten them? Or do we need to replace them completely?
Yes.
So they will do a technical report. And then based on that technical report, then the insurer will then say, okay, let's now authorize repairs based on this report that we have gotten from an engineer.
Yes.
Then If the vehicle is now in the garage, then that vehicle will be, they will give an authorization letter for the garage to do the repairs. In the event that the engineer says that this motor vehicle is a write-off, then the insurance company will compensate you based on the sums insured. The sum insured is the amount, is the value of that motor vehicle.
Have they ever been in an accident and did their insurance come through?
Sijawahi.
Sijai nifanyikia but huwa naitumia.
Hata ikunisaidia, hata nilivunjika mguu juu venye naongea Disemba.
Mimi accident sijaipata. Nimewahi kupata accident nikiwa kwenye lori.
Insurance ilikusaidia?
Insurance haikunisaidia.
Tunachukwanga tu kwa sababu ya kuogopa serikali.
Hapana, huwa zinalipa as long as unachukua insurance yenye iko legit.
Insurance inasaidia vizuri.
In case of an accident, what procedure do they follow to reach out to their insurance company?
Huwa napigia mwenye ananikatia insurance anaripoti.
Wewe unaripoti tu kwa mwenye anakuchukulia insurance. Sasa the way forward sijui.
So 4 steps when you get into an accident.
Yes.
Make sure your car is safe.
Yes, personal safety yourself.
Personal safety.
No. Tuanze na wewe.
Kwanza wewe.
Make sure you are safe. Number 2, make sure your car is safe.
Yes.
The first stop, if you are
Yes.
injured, should
Yes.
be the hospital.
Yes.
After that, you go to the police station, get a police abstract.
Yes.
And finally, you communicate to your insurer
Yes.
to get a claim form.
Hopefully through your agent,
Yes.
because they make the process very seamless.
Exactly.
But what I loved, at this point of personal safety,
Yes.
Mr. Kiama stressed on situational awareness.
Yes.
You get, because there's someone who will live and maybe throw themselves onto your vehicle.
Yes.
So that you stop. And by the time you're like, wait, what happened? Mamengia kwa hii.
Yes.
And picked your bag and your laptop is gone.
So you have to be aware.
Yes.
Be aware of your surroundings.
Yes.
We've busted the myth that you don't have to stay in the scene of accident.
Yes.
You can move, make sure, because accidents can pile on.
Yes.
Yeah. So make sure that you are safe, the car is safe. Visit a hospital if you're not okay. Get a police abstract, post that 24 hours. You have a window.
Yes.
You don't have to get this immediately. You can get it within the 24 hours.
Yes.
Post that, you get a claim form duly filled from your agent or from the insurance company.
And I want to believe that 24 hours can be extended, especially in cases where you can show proof that possibly you are badly injured and you are in hospital being treated,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Time starts to run when you are yourself.
Yes.
If you are not yourself, time
Yes.
does not run. Time stops at
Wow.
that. It will start running when you have you are yourself.
Yes. Okay.
So currently we have a different method now of handling claims.
Yes.
We have what we are calling under the Bima Yangu app, the
Yes.
one that I mentioned. You now can report the claim at the comfort of your home.
Oh.
Wow.
Or at the scene of the accident. You are able to from that app, you are able to give in the details of the accident. You are able to take photos of that motor vehicle
Yes.
and upload them to your insurance company. The system is able to pick who is your insurance company. Then it's going to deliver those photos to them.
Yes.
And then your claim starts being processed from
You
there.
said flowers. This one
Hey,
has
flower.
because Charlene, mimi
Flowers.
nimekuwa artist.
I know.
You know that you have an accident and the claim form says you need to draw, illustrate how the accident happened. So car 1.
Yeah.
Car 1 is a car box driving through Uhuru Highway. Na lazima uweke arrow.
And
Ulikuwa
then-
una face hivi na yeye ana face namna hii. And that was a very hard process.
Wow. On Bima Yangu, I think this is also the point
Yes.
where you pause this video, go into your Play Store. Is it also available on App Store for people
Yes,
who
it
use
is. Yes,
iPhones?
it is available.
Yes.
Available
Go
on
onto
Play
your Play Store, your App Store, and download Bima Yangu. Bima Yangu is down here, please. I mean, I think that is a tool that every motorist in the country should have.
Correct. So you are talking about once you upload the photos,
we are able to pick the scene of accident.
Yes.
We are able to know where that accident happened. So you don't have to start drawing those drawings you are talking about. You don't have to have a pen with you
Yes.
to make the drawings.
Yes.
You just have to fill in the details, speaking in the geolocation of the accident.
Yes.
And you're able to, then it is going to upload those details to your insurer. Then your insurer should actually be able to process that claim. And currently, you'll find most of the, for the simple accidents,
Yes.
nowadays the insurers are not appointing assessors.
Yes.
You have already done the assessment yourself.
Yes.
You have taken the photos properly.
Yes.
So if the photos are proper, then somebody is going to say, this is a simple thing. I don't have to get the engineer's report. You
Yes.
tell the garage, please proceed.
Yes.
And the garage
It reduces the time.
It
It authenticates the claim. So it's not a guesswork. Even for the police, it helps them when you're getting the abstract, because do you still need to get an abstract in this case where I've uploaded
in this case, you
the
still
claim?
need to get an abstract. You still need to get the police abstract.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that one remains a manual process.
Yes. Unaenda unaambia rudi jioni. Enda pale uprint abstract. Enda kwa ile kiosk kuja na copy.
Now they have started digitizing also.
Wow.
If you look at a number of police stations now, we have
Yes.
the digital OB.
Wow.
And what they are saying is they are now going to that direction of digitizing even the abstracts and everything.
Wow.
Hopefully they'll be there within a short time.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Within this process of filing a claim, what are some common mistakes that you've probably taken note of that Kenyans are making and probably now makes this process very frustrating, or that can lead to even a claim being rejected? What are some of those common mistakes?
Yeah, there are a number of mistakes that people will make while filing a claim. For example, you refuse to give the correct situation or how the accident happened or what you are doing. There are people who will be carrying passengers for hire and reward, using their private vehicles,
Yes.
and then they do not bring this information to the person. So when you question them or you ask them who else was in the car, they even don't know their names. Yeah, and it is a private car. It would normally be expected that you know the people who are in the vehicle if it is a private car.
Yeah.
So you find people trying to misrepresent what they were doing.
Yes.
The use
Yes.
of the vehicle. You'll also find sometimes people trying to benefit from insurance by trying to say even an earlier scratch,
Yes.
or an earlier accident that had happened somewhere else. You try to bring it in to be part of that accident.
Yeah.
There are other things that you find people exaggerating damages. For example, it is true the accident happened.
Yes.
But then when the vehicle goes, when you're somewhere there, before the assessor comes in, you exaggerate the damages. Yeah. So that may lead to your claim not being honored.
Yes.
Or you find somebody saying, I want to appoint an investigator. Because when I try to compare the facts given here, and I look at the vehicle, the circumstances, how this accident I'm being told it happened,
Yes.
it couldn't be like this.
Yes.
So that will lead me now to say, okay, let me get an investigator to go and find out what are the facts on the ground. That will cause some delay in terms of claims payment. So the investigator may find that everything is okay and they'll give a clean bill. The investigator may find there are questions here that things have not been done correctly, and then they will say this claim is not payable.
So a lot of the claims that are rejected probably have something to do maybe with insurance fraud. Would you say that?
Yeah, I would say that exactly. That most of the claims that are rejected
Yes.
is because of some type of fraud
Yes.
in one way or the other.
Yes.
There are many types of fraud that you see around.
Yes.
You'll find somebody trying to say my vehicle has been stolen, and yet it is them who stole it.
You stole your vehicle.
Yeah,
Uliiweka vizuri.
ukachukua gari yako because you know you wanted a replacement and you think you want to claim from the insurance, then unajibia hiyo gari yako na ina disappear. So those are some of the things that you'll find. And then when I put an investigator in and I ask you, where were you on this date, and then you are not able to account properly, then that will put me to question and to say, can somebody go and confirm to me this and that? And when they go on the ground, then they will be able to tell me, okay, this person was at XYZ, and yet they had said they were at XYZ place.
Yes.
Okay. But tunasema as Kenyans we are people of integrity.
Yes.
Hatujiibi.
Yes.
True. But there are those few elements.
Yes.
And those are the elements that make claims process appear like it is a wrong process.
Yeah.
Because when people start doing that, then you also need to take a bit of precaution when you're handling the claims.
And I think as we are going into this insurance contract, we really need to practice, even as the consumers of insurance, we need to practice the principle. There's a principle in insurance we call utmost good faith. Because the reality on the ground is that insurance pays. Claims are paid.
Yes.
And that's what I like to remind my clients.
Yes.
Claims are paid. Yes, your vehicle, it's a Porsche, umegongana na gari ingine. You are even the one to blame, but you had your excess protector. And that claim, just to repair the front part of your vehicle, is coming to $1 million plus. And that will be paid by the insurance company in full. But don't try to, find your way around this, because also these insurance companies are full of highly skilled people. And they've probably seen these stories over and over again. So they're able to pick up on, such fraud cases.
That's true. And you mentioned excess protector, tutaingia hapo, but just before that,
yes.
Bwana Kiama, nimeenda sherehe, nikapatana na watu, kitu ikafanyika, accident ikafanyika.
Hapana, explain. Ukapatana na watu wapi?
Si sherehe.
Oh.
Unajua amesema sometimes I don't even know the names of.
Yes.
I've gone for a sherehe, nimerudi, on my way back I get into an accident. I barely remember I can't recall what happened. Is my claim payable?
You are not able to describe exactly what happened.
Yes,
and that is why you find
kuna kitu nilitumia huko, it is affecting my judgment. Yes.
If the insurer comes to realize that it is affecting you, first of all, I would also say it's a criminal offense to drive a motor vehicle when you are under influence. And then if you now cause an accident where you are, in the first place you are a criminal. And then now you are
this one nimeuliza as a criminal.
You didn't even take 24 hours.
And then now you have hit somebody, or somebody else has hit you, and most likely because your judgment is impaired, you have the person on the wrong. Do you still think you want to come to an insurer and tell them pay for me this claim while you are as a criminal?
Criminal.
So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that kind of a claim, you realize that you are not able to make judgments, and you caused the accident. I mean, you knew it was actually an event that was going to happen. So that claim is not payable.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. If I'm able to establish that you are not able to make judgments, and this is what caused that accident.
But maybe ulienda sherehe.
Yes.
Ukakunywa Novida.
Aha.
Si lengine. So you are clear, mind, everything lucid.
Yes.
Ukabeba watu. But it's not higher end reward. That should be payable. That was not higher end reward.
So long as I am not a criminal, that is what I'm
you're
taking.
not doing criminal activities.
And that is why we are saying when you are not able to make good judgment.
Yes.
If that Novida does not allow you to make good judgment, stop it. Don't
Because
take
kuna
it.
watu pia sukari inawasumbua.
Chukua Uber, enda nyumbani, rudia gari kesho.
In fact, that is what we are concluding. If you're going for sherehe, wachana na gari.
Achana na gari. And in case you find yourself unexpectedly that you're not, very straight and ulikuwa umeenda na gari, just take, taxi, fika nyumbani, kesho asubuhi kujia gari.
Good. Now we know.
Yes.
Ama akisema gari najua nyumbani,
Yes. Because when you really think about it, you put other motorists at risk, other road users at risk, when it can actually be avoided.
I think for a long time we've really tolerated this conversation amongst us as a society, that it's okay to go drinking and still drive.
Yes.
There's nothing okay about that.
There's actually
it's not an issue of privilege that you get to take an Uber. It makes sense.
Yes.
Take another alternative means of transport
Yes.
if you're going to have a party, if you're going to drink, because it's a risk not just for you but for everyone else.
And do you notice the way in other markets, like DUI is such a criminal offense?
Sasa DUI ndo nani?
Driving under the influence. Like in the US, you'll always notice like all the celebrities wakishikwa, like when they're driving, you'll be shown their mugshots. Like it's such a huge event. It's such a huge crime. And they lose endorsements from, their sponsors, because of that. It is such a criminal offense. I think we should sit down and understand that by you getting behind the wheel, when say you're not at 100%, you're just putting so many other lives at risk and other people's assets and property.
So the impact is large. We are saying do not drink
and drive. Yes.
Bwana Kiama, we've talked about excess, and this word unaisikia sana, especially when you have a claim. That one is below excess. That one we can't pay. Can you explain to us the concept of excess when it comes to motor insurance and why it exists?
In most of the motor insurances, you'll find that there is that excess that you're referring to as excess. An excess is an amount that will not be paid by the insurance company. So in other words, we could say, for example, if I say your excess is 10% of the claim, or it is, for example, a private vehicle is 2.5% of the claim, of course with some kind of a minimum of like 10,000 or so. So I will say that minimum is what you yourself will carry in the event of an accident. So hii accident ikihappen, tuko na wewe pamoja.
Yes.
Tumeinsure hii gari. Mimi like an insurance company na wewe kuna ile part umeinsure, and there is also a part that is being insured by the insurance company.
Yes.
And that is, so we are partners in this. And why are we partners? So that then we are able to make sure this is our car. We need to make sure that those accidents do not happen. And you also remember I talked about appointment of assessors and all that. It's a claims process. So if it is a very minor accident, sometimes I don't want you to come and say I have lost my vehicle needs a bit of painting here because it has a minor scratch, which will cost you like 2,000-3,000. I'm saying you go and do it yourself, because if I go through the process of appointing an assessor is going to charge me like 5,000 or 7,000. If I went through that process, why do I need to go through it? And this is something that you can do for yourself.
Yes.
So it avoids you bringing in the very small claims that will waste my time, which I should have used wisely by processing these other claims. So it will also make sure that you are taking care of the motor vehicle also, because you'll part with something when the accident happens.
Yes.
And that's the whole concept of an excess.
Okay.
However, we do have another policy that you can take to protect you from paying the excess. It is called an excess protector policy. So if you want to pay for an excess protection, when you're taking your insurance, somebody will ask you, can you pay an extra amount so that in the event of an accident, I'm not going to ask you to pay excess. So that is now a different policy. It can be a different policy altogether, or it can be an endorsement in your motor policy.
Yes. And I guess this excess, sometimes people wonder, when you're new, maybe it's your first time you've gotten your vehicle, you've never gotten an accident before, and someone, let's say, hits you, it's in the morning, traffic, and then you may wonder, why do some motorists insist, apana, give me money? You already have insurance, you're comprehensively covered, but you'll find someone insisting, apana, hii kitu, my insurance company will not cover this. Because they already know, maybe they're assessing the damage and seeing it won't get to the value of that excess amount. Okay? I remember my very first experience. I was hit or scratched, if I may say, but it was a sizable scratch in Westlands by a company vehicle. And the driver was also with an employee. They had come to shop at a supermarket. And I remember, he came out and I could tell he was so scared because they were in the wrong. I was actually exiting a parking lot, but because I had my L signs everywhere. By the way, first 6 months of driving, I had an L sign at the front, hapa chini, and at the back, I had L signs all over. You needed to know I was a learner. But when I saw that gentleman, I felt so sad for him that I forgave him. And I was like, sasa, atenda kukatwa mshahara maybe. And I remember telling my mom the story later. And she asked me, why?
What madness.
Hiyo ndio kazi yako. Kwenda ukisamehe watu. And my second incident was actually with one of these big city buses. But fortunately, that happened when a traffic cop was seeing. So now that one, we actually followed the process. We were all taken to Central Police Station, but somehow the driver ran away. But the bus now was left at the police station. And the next day, I remember even the policeman telling me, just go home. Tomorrow, watakutafuta. And truth to his word, the following day, the owner of the vehicle really looked for me. We went to the garage and he actually paid for the cost of my repairs. But it was because the amount, I believe at the point it was like 16,000, that wouldn't hit the excess in my vehicle. So I know sometimes people wonder, why is it that people stop maybe by the roadside and they're like, no, give me. Some will even take a photo, send to their garage guy to estimate for them maybe how much this will cost for the repairs to be done. And then now you have to do like a gentleman's handshake or agreement.
So, Bwana Kiama, who sets this excess amount?
2.5%.
Is it based on the value of the car, or there's a standard amount?
It's mainly a standard amount in terms of the percentage, and also there's a minimum. But based on the value of the car, sometimes if people give you a lower excess, there are others who look at the type of the vehicle and will say, no, this one we are going to give a higher excess because of the type. When I make an assessment and I see this kind of car, the kind of job it is doing, then I'm going to give a higher example. For example, a private car and a commercial vehicle, the excess percentages are different. When you go to PSV, then the excesses are also different.
So it looks at the risk, the exposure that we are looking at. If the risks are higher, then the excess is higher.
Excess changes.
Okay.
But does it mean that if my vehicle is worth, say, 30 million, because we've seen machines out here, very expensive vehicles, that then now the excess for that person will be what, 750,000?
Because of the budget, of the percentage,
Okay, you work out the percentage,
Yes.
but of course there is what we call the maximum excess.
Yes.
You'll find most of these policies, the maximum excess will be 100,000. Because again, if I were to charge you that 2.5% of that value, then it will be too high. Yeah. So there is normally a maximum excess.
So there's a minimum excess and there's also a maximum excess.
Maximum excess.
Okay. So for our viewers, tumesema excess is the amount of money that you co-pay when an accident happens. The insurer will pay their bit, and the owner will, as the owner of the vehicle, you'll also pay your bit. And the purpose is so that you can participate in taking care of this vehicle, so that we don't bring every small itsy-bitsy incident or accident back to the underwriter or the insurer. But you can purchase an excess protector, which allows then the insurer to pay the full amount. This will come at an extra cost.
Yes.
Okay.
Just
So
a
they will
small
not ask
cost.
they will not ask you to pay the excess in the event that an accident happens.
Yes.
And what we are saying is the excess that we are charging, we are saying if a claim is below the excess, then you have to honor it yourself. You have to pay it yourself because it is below the excess. If it is now anything above the excess, that's when the insurer will come in, but then you still pay your contribution of the excess to the insurer if you don't have the excess protector policy.
Okay. And I think it's important. Most disgruntled clients who have had, and that is motorists, who have had motor insurance, it usually stems from that bit of excess, them not understanding, because when you are given quotes by your insurance agent, you want the cheapest. So you just want a basic comprehensive cover. You're not thinking of excess protector. You're not thinking of political violence and terrorism rider. I mean, you can even go ahead and have a courtesy car. You know, the other day, my client, you see, we were talking about Posha.
Yes.
She got a courtesy car of a Harrier.
Hey. Yani ukigongwa gari iko garage wewe unaendesha Harrier. Hivyo ndo umedowngrade.
Hapo sasa. Okay. She was so happy. She was so happy because at the time she was asking me, Charlene, unaona watanipea gani? And she was actually...
Some of us accident ikifanyika tunarudi back to default setting.
Yes. You know, and you can even go ahead and have road rescue. You know, the other day, a client had a double puncture along the Red Hill Link Road. You know, just having that comfort of, I can call AA. You get, and in no time, whoever was along Wayaki Way is assigned immediately. They run, you know, and they support you, you know, in that process. I think when we are going for a motor insurance policy, don't just think of the cheapest. You get some of the costs, like adding an excess protector. In most cases, it will be 0.25% of the value, and maybe capped at a minimum of 5,000. That 5,000 shillings could save you from paying 100,000 in the event of a claim. So let's ensure that if you are covered comprehensively, it's actually comprehensive. Yes.
Thank you, Charlene. You've given us some education there.
Yes.
So how do I get this Harrier as a courtesy? How much do I need to pay?
But then in most cases...
Anyway.
But it's still a rider. It's calculated there. But it's really worth it. Of course, your courtesy car will be close to the kind of vehicle you drive. So, for example, I drive a Demio. I would imagine my courtesy car will be like that range. No, I do see this like this, you know. Yeah, but for sure, what the insurer looks to do is to indemnify you. You know, that word is powerful.
Yes.
That they are looking to take you back to your original position. And that is why possibly if you're even driving this type of vehicle, they'll try and take you close to. Yes.
And just for our viewers, a courtesy car is a car that you get while your own car is going through repairs. So in the meantime, as it's in the garage, then the insurer gives you another vehicle that you can be using in the meantime.
Yes.
So those are some of the privileges of comprehensive insurance. Bwana Kiama, how much is premium? Because for motor insurance, because this rate we don't know. Sometimes it's a lot. It can go down. Which company? How much is it? How do we determine the premium for motor insurance?
Now, the premium motor insurance premium is determined in various ways. Number one, there's that form when you're getting your insurance that you fill. It's called a proposal form.
Yes.
It's basically giving you details of your vehicle, how are you using the vehicle. So number one, use is very important because if it's a private car, using that I used to go home, come to work and all that, you'll find, like, for example, I spent like 20 minutes coming here in the morning. Then in the evening, I'll spend like 15 minutes going home.
Yes.
And that car has not been on the road. It has been on the road for like 40 minutes for a whole day. And tomorrow and the next day, it will repeat itself. So I'm saying that vehicle, you cannot compare it with a commercial vehicle that is doing all around selling sand around here. So you expect that vehicle, those rates must be different because of the use. I'm using my car for carrying passengers. Hapa Githurai, hapa Umoja, hapa or everywhere. So that vehicle will be on the road most of the time. So those risks are high. So in the event of an accident, for that personal car, let me not use mine because I'm talking about injury. If that person going to work is injured, that will be one person. When you're having a matatu, it will be 25 people injured, or it will be 18 people injured. Okay? So the exposure is very high. So the kind of premium that you are going to be charged depends on, one, the type of vehicle, number two, the use you're putting the vehicle into. Number three, even the make of the vehicle. Sometimes you find that there are some special makes of the vehicle. You find that their premiums will be a bit higher. In terms of third party, that will be a flat figure based on the kind of vehicle. For PSVs, it is based on the number of passengers. So I look at this is an 18-seater, this is a 25-seater, and all that. Now for comprehensive cover, then I will apply a certain rate to the value of the vehicle. So for example, like a private car, I would say it is 4% of the sum insured, it is 5% of the sum insured, depending on the company.
Yes.
It is 6% depending on the company. And again, we will also look at the sum insured. Because if the sum insured is high, then I'm tempted to lower the percentage.
Yes.
If it is lower, you'll find me maybe upping the percentage, and then after that I will say the minimum is this.
Yes.
So there are all those factors that play in to determine the premium.
And I have even seen lately some underwriters are going even further and even profiling the driver, the owner of the vehicle, and looking at age and deciding, maybe this age that they are, as data has shown them, from their books, that possibly someone who is 40 and above, maybe they are less prone to accidents. And if you're below maybe 30, so I have seen the underwriting process is starting to be very, sort of like bespoke.
Yeah.
Customized. Yeah, very customized to even just the different sort of like customer profiles.
The young ones, mafuta, pedal to the metal.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that is why we see insurers looking at the age, so that when I see it is a young driver,
yes,
then I will actually put in an excess to say for a young driver of this below this age,
yes,
I'll put in some kind of an excess, so that then there's an extra caution. And then I'll also look at have they driven, for how long have they driven?
Yes.
If they have driven for a very short period, I also say this is an excess for this kind of a driver.
Yes.
Because I want to put in a precaution because they are prone to causing accidents.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
You mentioned that, and I'm glad that you did say the use determines, because the longer your car is exposed to an accident, of course, the higher you would pay in premium, because you're on the road longer than a personal use vehicle. So it's important to note that. Is there a government induced rate that we have to adhere by? One, and two, the third party rate you said is flat. Is there a standard rate across board?
No, there are no standard rates across board. It depends on the company that you go into.
Yes.
These premiums are normally scientifically determined. We have people that we call actuaries in the insurance sector.
Yes.
These are the people who will put in the numbers. They look at how many vehicles do we have, with those number of vehicles, what is the likelihood that there will be accidents occurring, and what is the kind of magnitude of accident that will occur. Then they will say, okay, for a matatu, I think this should be the premium per passenger. Having done all that arithmetics, so there's a kind of scientific way of determining those premiums. And then there is no standard premium. You'll find somebody saying my third party for a private car is 5,000, and then will say my third party insurance is 7,500, because it depends on the numbers. Insurance is about the law of large numbers.
Yes.
So we look at, if I have so many vehicles insured with me, then I can be able to lower the premium.
Yes.
If I have only a few, because I still have to compensate the people who are injured, then I'll have to take more premium to be able to cover these people. Remember how we compute the premium, how the insurance premium is determined is we look at what is the exposure, what accidents will I have to pay, and then what are my management expenses, and I'll put in a small element for profit.
Yes.
Yes.
So if the number of vehicles is low, then my premium must go up because I have to cater for these accidents.
Of course, I'm an industry player as an agent, but one of the things that hurts me is, I believe earlier this year we saw one of our, members of parliament preparing to table a bill that which was seeking to actually do away with motor insurance, like compulsory motor insurance in the country. And just from his argument, you could tell he was coming from a point of saying that these insurance companies do not pay claims, or they will look for every excuse not to pay a claim, okay? Of course, I differ. I made also a rebuttal on social media, as you know, which I felt it was good to add my voice into that conversation. But coming from you, Mr. Kiama, the general insurance manager here at AKI, what would you say to the people who feel that insurance companies always look for excuses not to pay claims? Is it true?
I would describe that exactly what you have called it. It's a feeling, or it is somebody heard from somebody that they have not been paid their claim.
Yes.
But if you ask quite a good number of people who have gone through that and their claim has been paid, they have always been saying, I must get that comprehensive insurance because I have seen, and I have experienced how it feels.
Yes.
If you think it is not important, try to go without the comprehensive cover, and then something happens, then you will then you just find that you had a car and now you don't have, and that is it. We have seen this now being applied by most of the insurers as a marketing gimmick of how soon or how quickly can I settle a claim.
Yes.
And we have now started seeing that competition in terms of paying claims quickly.
Yes.
You have seen companies establishing assessment centers so that vehicles do not have to go to a certain garage. Then I send an assessor there. I'm saying, tell me where the accident occurred. I pick the vehicle to my assessment center. I assess it there. The repairs can commence immediately. So we are seeing that as a marketing gimmick that is being used by insurers. Previously, claims managers used not to go out there to see customers. But now we are seeing claims managers now going out there to see customers. Yeah. So that then you explain if you have had an issue and it has not been tackled, then they're able to pick it from the ground. So that has changed the market dynamics currently. And I'm seeing that being a very good step in the right direction.
It actually is, and as a city, as an insurer now, as an underwriter, it actually is a source of pride when we are able to settle claims, and not just motor, whether it's a health insurance claim or a life insurance claim. It's actually a source of pride, and not just settling on how quick we are able to settle. And as he has mentioned, Mr. Kiama has mentioned, it is actually a marketing. We are now competing on who is settling faster.
Of course. Customer experience is the battlefield.
So and if I settle faster, then I'll get more clients. It doesn't benefit me to not settle a claim because I am losing a client. And if I lose one, I'm not losing that one I am seeing.
Oh, they will tell. Word of mouth will travel.
They will talk. And this is a small business. We have still not cracked more than 2% of the industry. So we are talking about very few people. And if I'm not able to pay for those people I already have, how am I going to get the 3, the 4, the 10% that are out there? So as I like what you've said, Mr. It's a feeling.
Yes.
It's a feeling, and our goal is to make sure that if the claim is genuine, then it is paid.
Yes.
And in good time.
Yes. I love that. And insurance pays, by the way. For those of us maybe who've been having that feeling or they heard from someone, insurance pays.
Tukiwa na insurance ni ati kama driver ako na DL nimekubeba hivi sema tumedunda hiyo nini insurance itakukava, unaona? Juu mimi niko na DL, unaona? So itakukava, mimi nafaa kuwa na my own insurance. Hii ni yako.
Insurance cover ni mzuri. Hiyo ni mzuri.
Insurance ni kitu mzuri sana. Mara ya kwanza usaidia hata kama wale customer tunawabeba.
Zile companies zilikuwa fake ilifunga. Sasa wakaacha hizi zingine siko straight. Hapa tumeschool.
A few months ago, I just settled a windscreen claim for a client of mine. They were so happy because the windscreen was so expensive. It was like 200 plus, including VAT and everything. And yes, these windscreens that have these sensors and everything, especially on these German machines, those windscreens are so costly. So costly. And I remember in his case, he was told to go to Sifao for them to do the replacement. And they had to literally import the windscreen. Import. And when it arrived, they immediately notified him. He took the vehicle for replacement. And you can just see the happiness, the pride, because at first, he was driving along Thika Road. The lorry that was in front of him, I think either ilirusha like a stone, and it hit his windscreen, and the windscreen cracked. he actually didn't think they were going to replace that. And I remember at the point where we were taking his motor insurance, I remember showing him what was the flat, the basic coverage for a windscreen on his vehicle. So he had to pay extra for the windscreen now to be covered holistically. Yeah. And I remember him just asking me, do we have to? And I was telling him, windscreen costs this much? Like this is, it's been valued. This is the value we've gotten for your windscreen, for your entertainment unit. You need to ensure that both are covered in full. And I think that is something a conversation you should have with your agent. They are not looking to charge you extra money. When they're telling you that, your windscreen maybe is worth 150,000, 200,000, and maybe the basic coverage is 100,000. Yeah. So you need to cover for that extra 50K. And it's because when that accident happens, for sure, you will want full indemnification. I go back to my indemnification word. Yes. And if you're fully covered, you can count on the insurer to pay for the full repairs.
For the meaning of indemnify, please, www.understandinsurance.co.ke.
Iko hapa.
Uingie hapo uangalie meaning for indemnity and indemnify.
Yes.
Bwana Kiama, we've said that claims are paid, and we've assured the Kenyans that indeed, as insurers, both from the association and also the insurance companies, our goal is to pay to pay the claims. But you'll find a situation where an individual feels like their claim is legit, it's genuine, it's fair, but they don't get a fair treatment, or they don't get a fair adjudication of the claim. What would happen, and how do we handle such?
Okay, we have had instances where people are dissatisfied about how their claim has been handled.
Yes.
For example, I have insured my motor vehicle, it is 1 million, and then all of a sudden an engineer comes through and say, this vehicle is valued at 800,000. Those kind of arguments, we see them. Yeah. So there are various ways of addressing those situations. Number one, you can have what we call, if an engineer says it's 800 and you feel that that person has not given it a fair value, you can always bring in another person that you say, okay, I want another valuer to come in to just have a look at this vehicle because I feel that it's not correct. Most of the insurers will allow that without any fuss. Then you also find that there are people who will say, no, I should have been paid this amount, the insurer has calculated this amount. Sometimes we are able to arbitrate on those kind of small issues, and then we're able to agree, okay, look here, this is where the problem is, or this is where we started, this is where we are, and then we are able to settle some of those things. There are other cases that we are not able to settle, and somebody feels they have not been properly treated. We have a full department at the Insurance Regulatory Authority. It's called the Consumer Protection Department. That department is there to protect consumers of insurance specifically. So that is where you need to report a matter. If you find that the matter that has not been handled well, then you need to report it to them, and they should be able to pick it up.
Wow. So like for the consumer protection, that department, so do you need to walk into the IRA? How would you advise? Because for sure, there are clients who are out there and they feel still disgruntled. They're not happy with the way the process is being. So do we advise them to walk into the IRA? What's the process?
You can either walk into the offices of IRA, or you can access through their website. You can be able to access. They have complaints desk on their website. So you can be able to pick in and report there. Yes. That they have this matter that has not been handled properly. Yes. They'll ask you to give in some certain documents depending on the case. Yes. On a case-by-case basis, then they will request you for some certain documents. Yes. And then once you attach the documents to the report, then they should be able to pick it up and process it. Yes. There are cases that you'll find. Of course, we have other people who will want to make a lot of noise that their claims has not been handled properly, and yet they are trying to defraud the insurance industry. So you'll find them rushing maybe to IRA to get this, and then when they are turned down, you find them saying that claims are not being paid and all that. we will not track that in the market.
Yes.
Because we have people who want to make fraudulent claims in the industry.
Yes.
And you'll find them being turned off by IRA, and then they'll be saying like they have not been properly handled. But
Yes.
nevertheless, that will be backed by some kind of evidence they will be filed with IRA.
I love that there's proof.
Yeah.
The industry is listening. The industry is responsive, you know. Even if you're disgruntled, there's a place you can go to. And even your agent can guide you through this process.
Yeah.
Because we are going into Customer Service Week 2025
Yes.
in the coming week. And I think because what we sell as an industry or even as agents, what we sell out there is a promise. And this promise is a promise of when the worst happens, then the insurer will now undertake that financial loss that otherwise would have hit you, okay? And you are basically buying peace of mind,
Yes.
okay? And I just feel that as Kenyans, by the way, I know it is a process to earn the trust of Kenyans generally, but I do hope that people can see also the efforts that the industry is making, and we can leave also this conversation for today knowing insurance pays. The one thing I say, I would not be an insurance agent, honestly, if claims are not being paid.
Yes.
Oh, I would be so stressed, you guys. And you know, I'm always smiling. If I'm always smiling, that should tell you.
Yeah.
You get, if I'm selling hundreds and hundreds of medical insurance policies in any given year, those are several claims, probably every single week. You can imagine if I'm bringing in new business all the time, and there's already business from last year.
Yes.
Imagine if these claims are not being paid.
No, you can't retain.
Do you get?
How do you retain business?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I'm selling those life insurance covers, and you know, my clients naturally in the course of life, one policyholder is being diagnosed with a critical illness, another breadwinner is also maybe has transitioned from their family. These are claims, you know, countless claims that we are doing all the time. And as Mali said, we pride ourselves in ensuring that that claim is paid in full, the promise is honored, and that family is taken back, hopefully, to their original position financially.
Yes.
And this is done in a painless manner.
Yes.
I think that's where unajipiga kifua when you say, I love what I do.
Correct. Correct. And you said that you sell 100 policies.
Hundreds. Mali, hundreds. In the plural. Yes.
Thank you. I think we've had a very good conversation, Bwana Kiama. Thank you. We have defined what motor insurance is.
Yes.
We have known that you can find this on the digital platform, so it's no longer archaic. It's no longer following with a paper trail.
Yes.
Get on *352#
Hash.
*352#. Get on there, get to know whether you're the validity of your insurance, or you can also do a claim.
Yes.
Or you can also process a claim online now.
Bima yangu.
Bima yangu app, please.
App.
Let's download that. And we've gone through the claims process. You've simplified that process for us in many ways. We are also aware that there are fraudulent claims, and we've identified some of them. And our goal as the industry is to make sure that all this information is out there. Then we take insurance, motor insurance in particular, with knowledge.
Yes.
And not to pacify
Yes.
the police.
Yes. Of course, if the budget does not allow kabisa,
Yes.
then third party would work.
At the minimum.
At the bare minimum.
Yeah.
But if you are in a position to just spend a little bit more, be on a comprehensive cover, and also just beyond the comprehensive, ask your agent, what additional coverage can I add to this comprehensive policy? To just ensure that, I'm covered end to end.
Yeah.
And even go ahead and throw in a personal accident cover. I think, Bwana Kiama, you could talk to us about the one thing that also, when someone buys a comprehensive policy, they may feel like they are covered even for their own personal injuries as the
driver.
Yes, as the driver and my immediate family. Could you please clarify for us that?
Yeah, I think when we started, we started by saying
yes,
a policy comes in to compensate or to stand in for you if you would have suffered a financial loss,
Yes.
in the event that you would suffered some kind of liability that you needed to pay for somebody.
Yes.
So this policy comes through for you to compensate you for, to help you handle that claim. So all that we are saying is, if you are the person who caused the accident,
Yes.
remember it is you who was supposed to pay.
Yes.
To pay the other party. So the insurance will just come in and pay for you.
Yes.
So then your injury, it is you who caused it. So would you claim from yourself? The answer is no. So the motor policy cannot pay for you because
Yes.
it is you who caused the accident.
Yes.
And all that we are saying is that now, if you needed to have that covered for your own sake now, then you need to take in a personal accident policy. Is that belief that people have, saying comprehensive covers everything? No, that is not the case, because even covers like mechanical breakdown, covers like the one she was talking about, courtesy car,
Yes.
the one that you're talking about, consequential loss. This is my matatu, which I've been using, and I've been getting like 10,000 per day.
Yes.
Now it is not on the road. I have lost the 10,000 for 10 days. That's what we are calling consequential loss.
Yes.
So all those things are not covered. And so if you needed the courtesy car we were talking about, so if you needed to have that covered, then you need to talk to your insurer and you tell them, I want to have this cover, I want to have that cover added into my policy, I want to have the excess protector in my policy. All those things will now be covered, except of course the mechanical breakdown. Nobody will give that extension of cover.
Yeah.
Isn't that the best analogy you've had?
Yes.
Of why you cannot be claiming from yourself.
You are the one who was supposed to pay.
Yes.
Now you've gotten injured.
Yes.
Who do you claim for?
So now you go get a personal accident so that now you can be paid for.
Correct.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now you have somebody to claim from.
Yes.
The insurer.
Honestly, Charlene, I feel like we need more time on this one. Probably another time when Kiama will have you and just go even further on this particular, because we've just touched another nerve here on the personal accident cover and the rest. But I think it's been a very informative conversation. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Literally, guys,
for having
we tell you here at the TBT podcast, we are bringing you, the brains behind this industry, the machine that keeps the wheels of the insurance industry turning. And it's really our hope that you are loving, the content, the conversations that we are curating around protection planning.
Thank you. Thank you for joining this show. This has been the Truth Be Told podcast. My name is Malim Toto Mwanza.
And I'm Charlene Kimara. You may call me Mama Bima Kenya.
And until next time, stay insured.